Hey, this is Adam with Tech Dive AV Club. We're in Vegas Pro 17, and we're going to talk about how to get this into DVD Architect. And this is the standard DVD Architect that you pull up. This is not a beginner's guide to DVD Architect. However, we will be covering some basic workflow things. I do plan on having another video introducing you more formally to DVD Architect. I used to use it all the time. Now I don't use it so much anymore because I don't deliver things as DVDs like I used to. However, there is a particular workflow that works very well with it, and I'm going to teach you that today. So first, when you get your product to render out, you need to go straight from timeline for this. Go to File, Render As, and you're going to select an MPEG-2. Why an MPEG-2? Because DVDs need MPEG-2s. It doesn't matter what software you're using. A DVD is designed to play an MPEG-2. DVDs have certain rules, and we're going to follow those rules today. So the way Vegas works with it is it actually lets you render out to the DVD Architect codec. This is the exact codec that it wants on the DVD for your DVD player to play it. Any other codec, and DVD Architect is going to recompress it into another codec. And you should have a red flag anytime you're recompressing something, you're throwing away information. Now, when you're doing this too, you can also keep in mind if you've got something in 30 frames interlaced, you probably want to go ahead and check this NTSC version. So anything that says DVD Architect is what we're looking for. But and you might think, but they're not HD. That's okay. DVDs are not HD. They're just not. They are 720 by 480. All DVDs are. Blu-rays are 1440 by 1080. All Blu-rays are, unless you have a 4K Blu-ray. But these are the Blu-ray things for DVD Architect. But today we're talking specifically about DVDs. Now, this is one you can choose, but this will be interlaced, and if you filmed an interlaced, that's fine. This is also one you can use. This will be 24p. Something that I wish I had brought up in the original recording is widescreen versus not widescreen. If you select something that doesn't say widescreen on it, you're selecting something that is meant for a 4:3 medium. Remember the old 2 TVs, that's what we're talking about. Not a 16:9, which is more likely nowadays what you've shot with and what you're preparing for, since even cell phones shoot in 16:9. That is this longer rectangle here. Now keep in mind, if you're in Europe or not America, you're going to want to use PAL, because PAL, use your local version, right? North America, Japan, places like that use NTSC. Other places like Europe use PAL. Look up your areas. If you don't know, look up what your area uses for a broadcast standard. That's important because your DVD players, your local DVD players, need to be able to play this. It's going to come out in MPG, and I've named mine DVD, and when you look at the properties, it's going to be small. It's going to be a good space-saving version, and I've got it right here. I've already rendered it out. But when you do that, if I play it, you'll notice that this exact version doesn't play on Windows, and that's okay. It doesn't have to play on Windows. You're designing this to play on a DVD. But if you do play it, if you pull this back into Vegas, I'll show you something. If we pull this back into Vegas, it's not going to have any sound. See, I just dropped it right there. No sound. And also, you know, it's just not as pretty as the original footage because it's a little different, because I've had to create a new, recompress it. This is a lot smaller of a video, but it still looks pretty good. So the next step is after you've done this, before we even go to DVD Architect, you're going to want to go and grab this exact footage again. If you can, don't even move your in and out for your render. File, Render As, and then you're going to select Dolby Digital AC-3 Studio. The first time you use this, you may have to, Vegas will automatically download the codec. But you're going to want to select this stereo DVD. This is stereo designed to be read and played back by a DVD player. And like all DVDs, it is at 4800 kilohertz. So, sorry, 48 kilohertz. So do not use AGC on unless you particularly know what you're doing. That is auto gain control. What you need to do is just make sure that you have very, previously controlled volume levels and stuff in your editing. That's the topic for a different tutorial, but you're going to want to select this top one right here and then render this out. And when you do that, I've already done that here. You can see it in this little project file. You can see I've named it, sorry, it's right here. Yeah, I've named it S20 Unboxing Audio. Now we're ready for DVD Architect. We have the media we need to create a DVD. Again, a formal introduction to this software I'll be making soon, but it's a lot of fun to figure out. It's not that hard to figure out either. So first, we're just going to go to File, and we're going to go to New, because we're making a new project. And then you can have a menu-based, a music compilation-based, a picture-based, or single movie. For our purposes right now, I'm going to do single movie. We're not going to be making a menu or anything. Another tutorial will be about making the menu. And then you need to look over here and make sure you're selecting the right thing. Are you making a DVD or Blu-ray? You decide that right here. We're making a DVD. What is it going to look like? Well, it's going to be 16 by 9 PAL because we have a rectangle. If you have this more square-shaped rectangle, this is not exactly a square, it's still a rectangle, but if you got a 4x3 video, you're going to want this. But most people don't have 4x3 anymore. You're going to want to select a 16 by 9 NTSC. And the chances are it is an interlace, so it's going to be 60i. And so there's two differences as well. You have the 704 and the 720. So we made, in Vegas, when we rendered ours out, we chose a 720 by 480. So if you've chosen something different, see, and it says widescreen video stream. If you've chosen something different that doesn't have that same pixel ratio, you need to know that. But so we are going to choose the same thing, MPEG-2 720 by 480. And then the project format, we're not doing surround sound. If you have rendered surround sound, there's a whole tutorial about how to do surround sound. If you've got normal stereo, these are the two audio types it can take without recompressing it. If you use any different audio type, it will recompress it, and you don't want that to happen. So go ahead and hit AC. And then you can add some of your metadata right here if you're needing some metadata, and then hit OK. So when it asks you to open the media, there are ways to drag and drop things into DVD Architect. Because of the way we're doing this particular video, because we're not doing a menu or anything, we're not doing any drag and drops and stuff, we're just opening the video that we want to be the primary video. So when you put this DVD in, it's going to play. Instead of playing a menu or previews or things like that, it's going to play this video. And then we hit open, and boom. This video is now on the DVD, but it doesn't have any audio. If you notice this timeline right here, it looks just like a Vegas timeline from 2005. That's because it is. So all you have to do is go grab your audio, which you've rendered out is exactly the same. It's going to sync up exactly. Go grab your audio and drag it right below. The only thing you need to do is make sure that there's no weird gap or anything, that both are starting right from the start and they end exactly together. Otherwise, there might be some sort of syncing issue. But now, when you play them, I've got my audio turned off, but you got the audio and the video together on a video for a DVD. So when you create a DVD, whether this is true when you have a menu or anything, when you create a DVD, first you prepare it, and then you're actually burning it, and the software will burn it. Or you can create a write master, that's something that can just burn from DVD to DVD to DVD. We're just going to prepare it right now, and I'm going to let it prepare into the default folder, and it says, okay, there's two actions going on. This is the message list. Now, if you have other codecs, if you didn't follow what I said, you're going to have some problems. One, your project might be huge because MPEG-2s tend to be small, but if you've got like a bigger video than 4.7 gigabytes, you've got a video bigger than what can fit on a DVD, and you're going to have to take some special steps to fix that. My project size is only 4% of the total space, so there's no issues there. And one of the reasons it's only 4% is because it's already compressed the way it's supposed to be compressed to get on a DVD. Also, here it'll tell you if you need to recompress it or not. And if you're having to recompress it, you didn't follow something right. You should not have to recompress anything. This should go straight to a DVD. No recompressions. There should be no yellow signals right here. and then see, if you only error messages, there are no error messages. And it should say warnings. The warnings will be if it has to recompress it. So again, when it looks at the menus and stuff, it says nothing. That's because we have no menus on this particular video. And then when we hit finish, it's going to prepare it and it's going to re-render it. But the reason why it happened so fast is because it didn't have to recompress, re-render, or do anything. All it did is look at it and say, this is ready for a DVD. It marks the beginning and end, and it prepared the file, and now it can drop it to a DVD the right way. And this will play. This video is now prepared to burn to a DVD and play on a standard DVD player in North America. So that is how to prepare video for DVD Architect with the Vegas Pro to DVD Architect workflow. Again, another video about DVD Architect coming out soon. Subscribe if you're looking for more Vegas in editing and video production videos. We've got a lot of those coming out. Like if this video helped you out. Subscribe if you're looking for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.